This is DDS. From the DDS studios, we are your hosts, Blake Melton, Bradley Newberry, and from the man cave, enjoying a nice little nap there on a nice soft pillow. It is Matthew Two-Tone Blue Parker. Parker, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, man. Sorry, y'all just woke me up on my pillow. It's the softest pillow there is known, but just be careful. If you set it down too hard, you can't use it for 3 to 6 weeks.
Whoa! Philly fans, contact us directly if you'd like to own a piece of that pillow.
Good Lord Almighty. Yeah, guys, we got a lot of stuff we're going to get updated on today. I think Parker's got some stuff he wants to talk about with Deshaun Watson. I think Bradley's got some fantastic news about the city of brotherly love over there. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down below for me. Give us a rumble on Rumble. Follow us on all our social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and what else? Facebook. Yeah. Also you can follow us on all of your favorite podcasting platforms for the audio versions of all these: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that stuff. We're there, guys. Newberry, I don't know. What do you think about Deshaun Watson? We got a lot of stuff brewing here.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on here. So what I've heard, Parker, is apparently 20 out of the 24 cases have settlements that have been filed. My first question is, why now?
I mean, I just assumed when he got traded to Cleveland, there was a handshake behind closed doors of, hey, you're going to settle these things before training camp rolls around. But there's a couple of big things of it. The 2024 have, but the initial one, the main girl that started this, that came out about it, that spoke, that did the HBO special, said no. So she's still out there. She's still one of the people. My big issue is, not only do we know that Deshaun Watson is a bad person, but he's also a liar. And likely after 2 years of not being on the field, because I think he's going to be suspended for a year, he might not be a very good quarterback. And it couldn't happen to a better organization than the Cleveland Browns, because the Browns are going to Brown.
I mean, isn't it just such a Browns thing? I mean, to pick up a quarterback that hasn't played in 2 years. I mean, it would have only been better if it was Colin Kaepernick, right? But I mean, the reality is, like you said, yeah. I mean, do we even know if he's still the same player?
No, we don't. And I feel like I get on a soapbox about this because I think 1 year is BS of a penalty for this guy. I think it should be 2 years. He's got 24 women. Darius Guice for the Washington Redskins last year, Washington football team last year, got suspended 6 games for one. And that charge also was dropped and didn't ever happen. This is 24. I know he's a quarterback, but if we're going to be comparing apples to apples, he should be suspended for a lot more than that. And your Kaepernick comparison is not far off. I mean, when he wasn't in the league for 2 years, the argument was he hasn't been in the league for 2 years. He's not going to be very good. What's different about Deshaun Watson?
And I would say what's sad about this is 24 really the final number?
I mean, that was my thing that I was about to bring up is 24 is just the number. That's just the ones we know about.
The Times did a article where he had like 66 masseuses in 17 months. He even had non-disclosure agreements from the Texans. So how many of them can't come forward because they signed some NDA? In March, go back and look it up. He said he was not going to settle in these cases because he is innocent. I'm fine with settling cases and moving on. That's the way to do things. It's like, hey, let's just get this out of the way. But what I'm not fine is settling cases when you say you're innocent and you're not going to do it. To me, once you say that and you do it, it tells me you're guilty.
What about, so we know that the Browns will never be able to get their draft capital back. Did they protect themselves with this quote unquote guaranteed contract, or are they just shit out of luck and they're paying him whether he plays one more down?
SOL. I mean, they've guaranteed $230 million. There are ways he can void this contract, but they do lose those draft picks no matter what. They're gone. And I think the Browns should be like, screw the Browns. They're equally in this. I mean, not equally, but they're in this to the level of Deshaun Watson because they manipulated this contract. Because when you get suspended, the only thing that goes out is your base salary. And Deshaun Watson's base salary this year is $1.2 million. So when he's suspended for a year, he's still going to get tens of millions in this other guaranteed way. And he's going to lose out in 1.2. Think about this. Deshaun Watson made over $10 million last year for not getting beat up, not doing anything, and possibly doing horrible things to countless women. Same thing's going to happen this year. This guy's going to make hundreds of millions of dollars and may never see a football field again.
You know, out of all of this, for the first time ever, I'm talking college, NFL rookie season, the commercials. This is the first time I've ever even been on the side of Baker Mayfield.
Oh, God.
No, I'm serious. Like, this guy going through all the shit that the Cleveland Browns organization is putting him through right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just leading up to that point, Parker, of, we don't want you. We don't like you. We've signed Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
What's his story going to be? This is like the only time in my life that I'm actually pulling for him in some weird way.
I mean, what does it say about the Cleveland Browns, though, as an organization, that they're hedging their bets on Deshaun Watson? Hasn't played in 2 years. All this controversy surrounding him. Baker Mayfield, I mean, look, I'm not a Baker guy, but he's trying his best. He's doing everything that he can. Though it's not enough, they would rather go for a guy that hasn't played football, hadn't taken one snap in 2 years, and has all this drama surrounding him.
We know I'm not a Baker guy. I've gone on here and gone rants about him sucking. But at some point, you go below that. He is a starting quarterback in the league. He is a top 22 quarterback in the league. Right now, he's like thought of a top 40 quarterback. He's going to start for the Carolina Panthers this year. He is in the greatest situation he could possibly be in. Because, I'm with y'all. I'm kind of siding with Baker on this one. I think he's going to go to Carolina. And I'll go ahead and say it because I'm in a dynasty draft right now. I'm going to draft Baker because no one's going to touch him, and I'm going to have a starting quarterback with a big-time wide receiver by the time this thing airs. So I don't mind. Go ahead and say
that. Just sticking with this topic, I wrote down this news of the 20 out of 24 settlements filed. Is this good progress for the NFL? Is this a good progress for the Browns? Is this good for anybody at all?
I think it's
just the next step.
It's the next step. I think it's good in the way of if the season rolls around and they hadn't suspended him or anything yet, you can't let this guy on the field with these hanging out there, right? Like I think it's bad. Like, rip the Band-Aid off. It looks bad right now. Like, hey, why just settle if you're not guilty when you said you weren't going to? But in the long run, it's the correct thing for Baker to do. The question is, the original girl, what if she's like, nah, I don't want that that $1 million. I want that 10 million. We're going to go to court. And the answer is no, I'm not settling unless it's for double digits. I
believe it's Deshaun Watson's camp. I mean, they've been sticking in with their guns with consensual. Is this admitting guilt?
I mean, I know Pat McAfee had some words to say that, this many girls coming forward, the odds are there's something there, right? I mean, you can't have this many people coming forward and it just be a complete fluke. But just a bad look for a bad organization, in my opinion.
There's no way he's not guilty. 24 women came forward and said that about anybody. They are guilty. And my big sticking point again on this isn't that he settled. It's that he said he wouldn't and that he was innocent. And then he did. If he would have just settled back in March, this would be a no story right now. This would be nothing.
Agreed. Yeah. I totally agree with it. I don't have any other thoughts about it. It's a bunch of garbage. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. I can't stand talking about teams from the state of Ohio. Just more garbage.
We did almost
a garbage state.
You about annihilated them off the face of the map.
Yeah, well.
And one of them shoved last year, went straight to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, Cleveland shits it up enough for the entire state. Hey, don't worry.
Very shortly, we'll see where we three think they'll be.
Yeah, we will.
In the 2022 AFC North prediction show
Boom.
coming shortly. We'll try to get that one taped from the man cave, with or without his permission. I know
That's
where
fine.
it is.
If it's in the man cave,
Boom.
beer has to be involved. The only last thing I was going to say about Deshaun is I think he's going to get a year. I think he should get 2 years. But if this turns into here comes a 1-year suspension, and in that year, a Ray Rice situation emerges where there's a video, he's done.
good.
He's done.
Mm. Yeah.
Not the video.
Is he banned from the NFL if that happens?
I don't know that they come out and ban him, but I think they just
Blackballed. I mean,
Yep, he's done. Just canceled or just
Yeah,
cut.
canceled. As that's the modern term, right?
As he should be. I mean, but I just don't. I doubt that's going to happen. Like what masseuse is recording their sessions. I don't. Why would you?
Ones that want to make a lot of money.
So from Deshaun Watson, I'll transition into the next topic. 4-time Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski announces retirement after 11 seasons with the Patriots, the Buccaneers. Let's just call it like with Tom Brady. Is this really going to stick, Parker? Is this just another, let me take some more days off?
I think Gronk at this point could just say he's taking dates off and say, I'm showing up in preseason week 3. I think this one sticks. I do. I don't know. He could get the itch right beforehand, but I'm 75-25 that this one sticks.
I'm kind of with you there. Even though, a Gronk that's 75% of what he used to be is still a pretty damn good NFL football player. You could tell he just wasn't the same Gronk that we remember from days of past. But there's just no reason for him to continue to put his body through this. He's in a position that he knows he's going to get hit. He knows he's going to take damage. Why would you do that to yourself? You've won 4 Super Bowls, like you said. Nothing left to prove. I'm with Parker on this one. I'm pretty sure this one's going to stick.
And from what I read before, I don't believe he spent 1 penny of his salary, right, Parker?
He probably still lives at home with mom and dad,
Well,
if I had to guess.
I thought I read an article that he's only ever spent endorsement money in his entire career. So he obviously knows how to save it. It's not like he's looking for money to keep playing. He's already dipped into WWE with the personality, some wrestling. We know we've seen him on commercials. Subway, he stands there.
Dude, he's a perfect guy for wrestling. He really is.
Hey, he was pretty good on the Masked Singer too.
Oh. He says, Buccaneer fans, the crew, without you guys, none of this is possible. All of you brought it every game. Thank you for all you do. Cheers to what's next. Maybe sailing the seas. Arr.
Oh, geez. I don't even know how to react to that.
I mean, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think the question becomes is where does he stack up? We didn't discuss this on the list, but where does he stack up in all time tight ends? Right, he's got to be top 5 ish, somewhere around there. You'd have, I think number 1's Tony Gonzalez. That's probably, I think that's unquestionable. But he's somewhere up there. I mean, he's obviously dominant.
Yeah, I'd have to think about it.
I'd have to too. I only ones that like
Gonzalez, I think of Gates. I mean, but that's our era.
Shannon Sharp would be a good one.
Yeah. Why are we asking? Sorry, I was fielding a text message from somebody very important. It's my wife. What?
Oh, I thought maybe you're getting a message from
no.
From a certain city that we might talk about next.
No. Don't worry.
I thought y'all were texting each other. Real sweet.
Don't worry. I would have forwarded it on to you. Don't worry.
Breaking news from Philadelphia. The World Cup bid is going to Philly, Parker, not Nashville, Tennessee. It's going to Lincoln Financial Field. What say you?
I would just try to piss off every city in the U.S. here because while I have problems with Philly, I'm okay with the US with the World Cup going there. There's stuff to do. The problem is Kansas City sucks, and it should not be going there. Like what we're going to learn that this year when the draft is this year, and like 8 people show up for it instead of the 600,000 that showed up in Nashville. Why in the world does Kansas City get this bid over Nashville? It makes no sense. Everything Nashville does is phenomenal, and this is not me being a butthurt Nashville or Titans fan. It just literally doesn't make sense. Like, even our barbecue's better.
Those are fighting words right there, folks. Wow.
Well, maybe it'll make you feel better that starting quarterback from the Philadelphia Eagles has applied for Hurt So Good trademark to go with his clothing line. Hurts so good. Will that make you buy it? You buying a golf shirt?
No.
You buying something for the kids?
Isn't it hurt so bad? Isn't that really how it goes?
Because
that'd be much more accurate of a statement.
I see what you did there. Wow. I see what you did there.
Maybe are you impressed by the Eagles signing of safety Jaquiski Tart from the 49ers?
Yeah. He's unbelievable. He's way better than Kevin Byard is.
He's going to stop all of those deep routes from the Cowboys receivers. Speaking of deep routes, I read an article from a Philadelphia reporter that says Quez Watkins will be the best number 3 receiver in the league this year. What say you?
I say they don't even have a number 1. They've got to have a quarterback to have a number 1, 2, or 3 receiver, right? The best number 3 receiver. What is he talking about? Devontae Smith, the heralded rookie last year, didn't even do that well. I just don't understand where these people think all of this production's coming from in this passing offense. Jalen Hurts is not a passing quarterback, and that's not really even a knock against him. He's fantastic at running.
He never has been.
Yeah, like I'm just Philly. I'm telling you, I'm not knocking your boy. I'm just knocking that he can't pass the ball. I just don't understand where I keep getting this Philly love from. It's like every year when I read Indy about how great they do. You know, I could go off on a whole nother tangent about Indy's GM, and I'm going to stay away from that because I'd go on a whole nother thing. But yeah, Philly, I don't understand it with the receivers. I mean, obviously, right?
Oh, jeez. Get your pillows here. Philly cheese taking a
soft pillows here.
Gardner Minshew may be the key to all of it. If Jalen Hurts goes down, I say the passing game goes up.
Yeah, but I mean, how would he go? He would have to be hurt to go down. I just don't see them putting him on the bench.
No, they won't put him on the bench. This is the prove it year for Hurts right here. It
is. They've surrounded him. This is a lot like Tua. They've surrounded him with talent, right? Go out there, put up or shut up, or we're going to draft your replacement next year because they're not going to win a ton of games. I mean, this division, only reason they're going to win some games, this division's trash, right?
We got to be careful. I think we, for the most part, predicted that last year. Found themselves in playoff territory.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, what are they? Yeah, they were in the playoffs, sure. Would they win 9 games? You know, like.
Hey, the Jags fan would take 9 wins.
Oh, being 9 wins is the worst, man. You want to be at 2 or 13.
Jags fans would take 9 wins over 2 seasons.
Give me 9 wins. I'm tired of the number 1 overall picks.
Oh, hey, there. I'll give you one in the dark. Do the Jags have the number 1 overall pick in 2023? And I'm not joking.
Man, this is what was our game called?
Real or fake?
That's fake. The Jacksonville Jaguars will not have the number 1 pick. And
the number 2.
They will have a top 12 pick.
Top
somewhere
3
in the top 12. But
wait, I gotta look at their. Wait, I've got to pull up their schedule. We're doing it. Let's see.
He said we're doing it live.
The way too early prediction.
He said we're doing it live right here, folks.
For Duval.
He's going to pull it up right now. He's going to do it live.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
So before you do this, let's make sure we have a nice order so we're not talking over each other. Blake's going to say what he thinks first.
Okay.
I'll say it and then you can say. I'll keep a little running tally here.
All right. Jags opened up on September 11th against the Washington Commanders.
At Washington.
Is it at Washington? Yes, at Washington.
They're going to win. They're going to win.
So last year I said that they'd go on the road and beat the Texans in week 1, and that one flopped.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving them a W here. I got to trust Peterson. He knows how to coach it up against Washington. And it's Carson Wentz, Parker. Come on,
That's
baby.
why I said it. That's why I said it.
The house of horrors for
You're
Wentz.
playing a fucking loser, so you should win.
What do you think?
No, they're going to lose this game.
Oh,
It's good.
The Jags are going to lose.
The Jags are going to lose this game.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Whatever. Next.
The next one is the Colts come to
Loss.
town.
At home.
Loss.
I say the Jaguars win because the Colts haven't won there since I was like 30. Parker?
I'm same thing. They're winning this game.
So I have them at 2-0. What's next?
All right, Brad, they're going to win this one, I'm sure. September 25th, they're playing a 3:00 game. They go across the country to play against the Los Angeles Chargers.
Time to take that monkey off the back. What do you think, Blake?
No, they're going to get their ass beat by that monkey. That's a horrible thing to say. Sorry.
This is a loss.
This is an absolute drubbing. It's going to be like a 27-point loss. Then the next week the Jags go to Philly.
Whoa, Peterson back in Philly.
Oh, that's a big game.
We just talked about Philly.
They're going to get their ass kicked.
Since I gave them 2 wins up front, I'm going to give them a loss because I think in their first 4, it's going to be 2-2 in some combination. So I'll go loss here.
I am going with A.J. Brown's going to get hurt in this game.
Oh, jeez.
And this is going to be Trevor Lawrence. He's going to finally get it coming out. This is going to be the Christian Kirk game. And the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to give Peterson a really nice victory against his old team there.
All right. So after 4, Blake's got them at 1-3. Parker and I both have them at 2-2. What's next?
Texans at the Jags.
Loss. Davis Mills shoves.
I'm saying loss until they prove they can beat the Texans.
I'm saying loss because Davis Mills is better than we thought he was.
I think Davis Mills might end up being better than Trevor Lawrence.
Next. That's a non-topic.
Oh, Rob, the stats.
Jags at the Colts.
Loss.
That's the loss. It's a loss.
That's a loss in Indy. Then I've got the Giants on October 23rd coming down to the great state of Florida to play the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think I might give them one here.
I'm going to go win.
I think I'm giving them one here.
I'm going loss.
Okay.
I think Daniel
Parker
Jones
said catch them early. You said catch them early for the Titans.
I think Daniel Jones is better than people think, and they've got that new coach. I think by then they're going to have it kind of figured out. Then we've got Broncos going to Jacksonville.
That's the England-London game.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just a home game on the sheet here. Sorry, Broncos and Jags.
Russell Wilson and
stomping
in London.
Stomping.
The Jags.
He's going to stomp their spotted dick.
Jeez.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
I'm going win.
He's going to kick him in the haggis.
It's something about playing in London. The Jaguars know how to do it.
They are better in London, but I'm going loss here. I think the Broncos are going to be good. Then we've got the Raiders coming to Jacksonville November 6th.
Oh, do I take my brother to that game?
I don't know. They're going to lose, though.
Are all 4 of us going to Jags road trip?
What?
Let's go see the Raiders with my brother.
Why would I ever go see a Jaguars game that didn't involve the Titans?
It wasn't in Nashville. That was 20 minutes down the road.
I would not pay money to leave Middle Tennessee to go see the Jaguars.
Never mind. I'm going loss.
Loss as well.
What did you say? Loss?
Yeah, of course.
A loss.
Yeah.
Loss.
Then Jacksonville goes to the great city of Kansas City.
Loss.
Ravens come to Jacksonville on November 27th. Also a loss. Then the Jags against for the battle for the number 1 pick, the Detroit Lions.
They're going to lose.
Detroit.
It's in Detroit.
In Detroit.
They're going to lose then. 'Cause they're going to lose. 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 They're going to lose then. Detroit's going to turn it around.
Come
Come on.
it's got to be a win, right? Trayvon's better than whoever the hell they draft. I don't even remember his name anymore.
Well, Jared Goff's still going to be the quarterback there, and I like their coach. I think the Lions win this game.
All right.
Jacksonville coming to Nashville on December 11th.
Loss. House of Horrors there. And horrors.
The Cow Pies headed down to Jacksonville on December 18th.
Nah, they're going to lose.
Wait, what are the Cow Pies?
The Cowboys.
The Cow Pies.
Jesus.
That deserves one.
That does seem like a game that the Jaguars would win for some reason.
It seems like a game the Cowboys would lose.
Yeah. So is that right before, or I think that's right before they played the Thursday night game in Nashville. So I think that
it's right at before the Jets game, which is a Thursday night game, the December 26th.
Well, I meant for the Cowboys' sake.
Oh yes, yeah. You're right.
Something with the Titans and the Titans and the Jags are close. I'm going to say this is the sneaky win.
I'm saying loss.
Okay.
All right, then we've got Jacksonville going to the Jets.
Loss. Come on, man. What do you mean? Come on. You're clearly not confident they're going to win because you're over here slamming shit.
It's a win.
Whatever.
W.
It's a loss because it's a 4-day rest and they have to travel.
I feel you. Yeah.
The next one, however, is Jacksonville going to the Texans on more rest because it's on New Year's Day. So Jags and Texans.
Loss.
I think it's a win.
I'm not going to give them a win against the Texans ever again until they
with the rest. And then finally, the Titans.
Loss.
Go to their home away from home.
Can I say something right here?
Here we go.
Jacksonville Jaguars may be the best Week 18 team in the league. Don't want to come to Duval on Week 18. It's a win.
I disagree. I think anybody from Nashville loves to go to Duval any week of the year.
I don't think the Titans are going to care about this game by the time it rolls around.
Call it a win.
But I think the Titans are still going to win.
Oh, God.
With Malik Willis starting quarterback.
It's not Malik. Malik's not even going to be dressing one game this year. I don't think. And that
last game of the year.
That speaks to Logan. Logan, man, I've been saying it since the offseason. Logan Woodside is the backup.
Hey, good news is you're going to have an opening at quarterback at the end of this year.
No.
What? So what's our record?
And you can take Logan Woodside as your starting quarterback.
Blake has them going a cool 2-15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had them going 8-9 right in the middle.
8-9.
And Parker has them going
just
1,
milk
2,
toast.
3-14.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Somebody's way off. That's all I know.
Maybe they'll fall in the middle and be like
5 and 12.
Yeah, whatever. But that's 5 and 12 will not get them.
Way too early. We reserve the right to change that.
Well, this is Trevor Lawrence's rookie year coming up, fellas.
No, horseshit. He's a seasoned veteran now. Gristled veteran. He's gristled.
But I mean, truly though, Malik Willis is not gonna dress this year, right?
I absolutely
unless something weird happens in the preseason. I think it's gonna be Logan for sure. I mean, I'm not joking.
I'm not either. I think Logan's on the practice squad or a backup on another team. We know what we have with him. He's, I think, the second or third longest tenured Titan there is, which is insanity. I think Malik Willis is the backup for this team. Maybe not game one, but I do believe after a game or two for sure. But I think starting unless he's awful. If he's just awful, then no. But I think if him and Logan Woodside are the same, which I'm kind of expecting that to be the worst case scenario, you pick the 3rd round draft pick rookie to be the backup instead of the guy that you know is never going to be a starting quarterback.
Agreed.
Give me an update on Robert Woods. I'm interested.
He looks good. He's got his knee still braced up. He's wearing the jersey during OTAs where you couldn't hit during mini camp, where you couldn't hit him. But I mean, there's some doctors that do podcasts I listen to that watch and like break down stuff like that and think he looks just phenomenal. So good news on that front. I mean, a lot of people weren't expecting him to start the season, and for what I'm reading and hearing, he's going to be good to go.
Then my follow-up question is, does he look phenomenal because the Titans don't have any cornerbacks that can cover him, or does he just look good?
I think that the Titans defense this year could be as good or better than they were last year, because I think they're going to have depth in the secondary this year.
I think
they drafted some and signed some depth.
I do think the defense is even going to be better, and it was great last year. But honestly, you can't tell in these mini camps. It's 7-on-7. They're running around in underwear. Like, I probably legit could catch a pass out there, you know? Like, it's hard to tell. All you can do is look bad.
I can't imagine. I wish Parker would go over the middle, a little 7-yard crosser.
Hey, if you can't hit me, put me the jersey on. Let's go.
Kevin
Give him he needs the red jersey.
I need the jersey. I'm not doing it without the jersey.
Send Parker right back to Middle Tennessee State.
Yep. All the way back to Murfreesboro, bud.
Well, all I got is Travis Etienne warming up the engines down there in Duval, folks. A new weapon will be unveiled week 1 in Washington.
Is he going to see the field?
Oh, yeah.
I saw reports that James Robertson was looking good, too.
James Robinson is looking good.
I said Robinson.
Yeah. I mean, but in the underwear season, just like I showed right here with a weird 8 and 9, everyone has hope this time of year,
except Philly.
Ooh, yeesh! Slide that one in there. They're great for a pillow fight.
Oh, gee. Oh, sleepy. We called and woke him up for this.
He said, if only AJ's hands were this soft.
Apparently, Deshaun Watson likes soft hands.
Oh, Jesus. Somebody went there.
Multiple hands. I'm talking like 48 hands at least.
48 hands.
Y'all like that,
My
man.
God, I think we're getting into something else altogether here.
So the rumor news dump on that of the suspension is that Friday before July 4th. That's what the NFL, that's what every major organization does. The Friday before a holiday weekend, they wait till about 4 p.m. and they fire out that email.
And everybody's leaving.
Everybody's leaving. And, you know, it's the news of the weekend. Hopefully it dies down by Monday. But that news is going to be so huge. It doesn't matter when. They could release it at 1 o'clock in the morning tonight.
Yep.
Hey, before y'all go, any new news on the LIV?
I was about to bring something up.
New people jumping ship, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Give me
Brooksy. One. Brooksy Koepka's jumping ship, which we all knew because it's, you know, they didn't sign his brother that's not good at golf for no reason a few weeks ago. And Brooksy, the thing that's the bad thing about him, about a week ago, a reporter was like, hey, you know, what about this LIV thing? Are y'all, and Brooks just went off on this reporter, like, y'all quit making this a story. This is not blah, blah, blah. And a week later, he takes the bag, right? And he signs, he does. And you got Abraham Answer, who's actually a pretty big name. He's top 20 in the world. So yeah, they're losing some people, but I'm telling you right now, you go down the list, you could do this. The golfers they've signed have 3 things in common. They're hurt. Dustin Johnson's been hurt a lot lately. Back problems. Koepka's same way. They suck and they don't win anything. Kevin Na, all these guys, you know how you want to make more money? You win. So you take that money and you go over there. And third, they're over the hill. Phil. Sergio. Louis Oosthuizen, who I think has the best swing maybe in the history of golf. These guys are over the hill. There's no prime time guy other than maybe you could argue answer Dustin Johnson if he wasn't hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed that Phil did not fare so well at the U.S. Open. I would imagine. I'm wondering what playing in this league. How is it going to affect? Because I just can't imagine them playing courses the caliber that they're used to playing on the PGA Tour. Because what am I trying to say here? Like you're saying, they're older, they're hurt, they're not playing as often. Are they going to get rusty, and are they going to show up to these majors and just suck total balls? Because I kind of get the impression that they want to play less golf, and I don't know if any of them are good enough to play less golf and still compete at majors. There's only one guy that I know of that could do that. And he's proven that he can do it. These guys haven't.
Let me find. Just give me 1 second stall here while I pull up my. Well, so but you're right. Well, but why do you have to care? Why do they care if they compete? This money's guaranteed. There's $125 million over 4 years just for showing up. They just. I really don't think that they care. And you're right. They're going to show up and suck. We could watch that from this last major. I went through and I added it all up, and I even tweeted out to the 5 biggest names assigned with the LIV Tour: Mickelson, Dustin Johnson, DeChambeau, Koepka, and Garcia combined to shoot 44 over par in this year's U.S. Open. None of them finished under par, and 2 of them didn't even make it to the weekend. I wanted to go through and do a best ball. Like if they took the best score from each hole, what would they have shot? I didn't have time to do that. But they just, they're going to show up and just not going to be that good.
I just think that people that go and do this, and don't get me wrong, I think that, like you were saying whenever we brought it up the other day, Newberry, that I think there's maybe some things that you can learn from what they're doing that might be interesting to put into the fold. Kind of similar to how the XFL made the NFL start asking those kinds of questions. But I think that that's not kind of the underlying reason why these guys are going to do this. I feel like they're just doing it for the money, which is okay. That is their right. This is how they earn their money. I get that. I'm not hating on them for that. But I think if you're a golf enthusiast, I think you look at this and you're like, it's not even really golf. How can I acknowledge a win on the LIV Tour when you only played 54 holes, bro? It's like, I mean, how many times do we have to have that conversation that how many leads change hands on the last 18 of a 72 hole event?
Hey, we've said the same thing in the NFL, Major League Baseball, basketball. Whenever these free agents, they take $10 million more to go play with the Jacksonville Jaguars versus taking $10 million less to try to have a chance at a postseason in a ring. It's the same thing. I mean, fans don't care about the money part, Parker. Fans want to see wins.
Yeah.
And wins that matter, y'all. Like they can pay to get these players over there, but they can't pay to have a Masters. They can't pay to have a U.S. Open. We're going to turn these tournaments on no matter what. But even I'm a huge golf enthusiast. And if Tiger's not playing, I'm probably not turning on the RBC or even the Memorial. Some years I'm not turning on. I'm sure as heck not turning on YouTube to see some washed up players play where the win means nothing. And the PGA is responding to this. Tomorrow, they're going to put out an official press release. I believe it's tomorrow, maybe this evening. I hadn't a chance to see it, but that they're going to next year, they're bringing in 8 new events with the FedEx Cup, where those events are $20 million per event to kind of combat this. So the only difference is on the PGA Tour to get the money, you got to win. You got to be good.
Didn't they used to do something like that? I can't remember what they used to call it. Maybe they still do it, where they had. God, I can't remember what it was. It was similar to kind of how the Players was. I mean, because that's kind of what the Players is, right? It's an invitation only, higher purse. It's essentially kind of a beta major. But anyways, I think that's a great idea. If it's really about money, I mean, you think the PGA Tour ain't got money? They're just trying to actually grow the game. And I think the LIV Tour, they think that they're growing the game. I think they have some interesting ideas, but I think it's become an arms race, if you will, of who can sign the biggest name.
I wish they'd go out and sign fun names. And it's a totally different tour. Kind of like Brad was saying, we've seen this happen. We know what's going to happen in the end. It's not going to make it unless they just want to lose money, which they could. Go out and get John Daly. Go out and get, I don't know, just somebody just ridiculous out there that's fun and have a totally goofy, arena league style type thing. And then I would watch.
Yeah, make it more like Caddyshack.
Yeah, let's do it.
Have a par 3 league.
Hey, hit us up at DD. All 3 of us can hang.
Hey,
you got 3
I'm
golfers
down for
right here that could hang.
We're down for whatever.
I'm just saying.
Nobody said we're scared.
All we need is an invite and a couple of dollars.
Just saying. You put that money right there on that first tee box, boy.
Well, the one thing I saw an ESPN writer sent out about Phil, and it made me just laugh so hard when I read it. He put in the beginning of his article talking about whatever he shot, and he goes, Phil has talked about why he loves the LIV tournament. It's only 54 holes. Well, he should love the PGA this week because he's only going to have to play 36.
Wow.
Throwing freaking zingers. Yeah, I got one more question to get into here. And it's I'm just briefly bringing up here the College World Series, and it's only because I'm sitting here looking at these names of these teams that are in this. They're like almost all SEC or about to be SEC teams. You know, you got your Arkansas, your Ole Miss. You know, you got Oklahoma, Texas A&M. I mean, at what point is it going to be acknowledged that it's just about the SEC in all sports, right? I mean, I'm looking at every single sport.
I think it's already been acknowledged.
Has it though? I mean, because you still hear people, Big 10, Pac 10, Pac 12, Pac whatever they are, 42. I don't know. I'd put the Arkansas of the world against just about every single sport they got. I mean, am I wrong? I mean, again, we've had this discussion before about the SEC Super Conference, and it's kind of gone quiet over the last several months, actually. But I mean, is dominating every single sport the way that the SEC has done this year, is it demoralizing for other conferences?
As the exalted emperor of the NCAA, Greg Sankey would say, it just means more. So yeah. I mean, you can't recruit against the SEC, right? In everything, even like these baseball players that show up for recruit. It's not just they're getting recruit for baseball. Nick Saban's making a phone call.
Yeah,
it's really difficult to, and you got basketball, everything really. It almost, I see why teams, Oklahoma and the Texas of the world, are jumping to the SEC, because if you want to compete and you want to win national championships in just about any sport, including bowling, Vandy, I'm looking at you, you need to be in the SEC.
Yeah. And I mean, now with the NIL, it's just a whole nother game. I mean, yeah, other teams, it has leveled the playing field away from, the top 2 or 3 to where everybody kind of has a chance, because now it's not just about playing time. It's also about, business deals as well. And I think that if you're talking about money, you go where the money is. And that's the SEC.
Can't have 56 teams in the SEC yet. So they're going to have to keep them separated.
Man,
let them win their own little conference, and about it.
Are we going to have death matches to see who gets the right to be in the SEC? Is that what's going to have to happen? We're just going to say we're going to have a playoff. Yeah, the last 2 that are standing get to be in the SEC the following year.
I mean, who are
for 1 year? For 1 year.
And just think about this: who do you go outside of the SEC to put on that pedestal? Ohio State, Michigan.
No, they
don't. What year? It's like, what year?
I mean, but like recruiting, like somebody you'd actually have to fight against. You not just pick up the phone and be like,
True.
"Hey, come here instead." They have a fighting chance. Maybe
USC,
Miami. Oregon, maybe. Yeah, Miami's making a lot of moves.
Yeah, they're making some noise. Florida State, maybe. Depends on the year. But it's interesting right now. It really is. This year, particularly when it kind of always seems to center around football, because there's a lot of really crazy things being done with football as far as the NIL, and it's going to be interesting to see how things change over the course of the year, just because I think they're going to try to probably rein some of this stuff back in, just because it's been the wild, wild west ever since they've announced it. But we'll see. I know that they're going to be trying to rein in the transfer portal stuff, because that is probably, when you're talking about money being involved, well, if you accept an NIL deal, maybe you shouldn't be able to transfer. I don't know.
Yeah. It does seem like it was a little too open there for a while, and I don't know what I have no idea what the answer is to that.
I don't
Everything
know. They kind of opened Pandora's box almost.
They needed to, though. I mean, the people you deserve to be paid. Like,
oh, absolutely, yeah, huge proponent for that. But I think we could have gone a little slower. We could have stuck our toe in first rather than doing the old
belly flop.
Yeah, the naked belly flop off the high dive.
Exactly. But
Jeez.
all right, y'all got anything else?
Maybe in our final thoughts section.
Oh boy,
you know how you end it.
All right, well, guys, thanks for joining us tonight on DDS Sports Talk. Again, we ask you to go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down below. Give us a rumble on Rumble. Follow us on all of our social media. TikTok, DDS Sports Talk. Instagram at DDS Sports Talk. And Twitter, DDS Sports Talk. You can catch all the audio versions of these podcasts on your favorite podcasting platform, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, etc. Boys, final thoughts.
I invite any Philadelphia fan to have a discussion with me at the DDS Sports Talk Twitter account to why Jalen Hurts can support 2 wide receivers with legit numbers. And I'm not talking fantasy running around. I'm talking passing support, 2 wide receivers, because I'm telling you right now, he can't. And I challenge you to prove me wrong.
I think it's Goddard and Flair passes to Miles Sanders. My final thought is, everyone, check out the 146th edition of the Westminster Dog Show. It comes to a head tomorrow night, Wednesday, June 22nd. The best in show will be crowned. Rough, baby.
Yeah, you're going to see all about them bitches. All I know is it's two-tone blue all the way. You guys be well.